Cuando aprendemos un idioma, we tend to be afraid of what people are gonna say about us, and they can criticize us. They can be rude, and it's not really cool, right? Some people I met over the years don't continue speaking because of the fear of getting bad comments. And it's normal, but it will happen all the time. And as long as you continue, but if you don't make mistakes, you will realize what are your weaknesses. And you as a learner gotta know it. It won't be cool if someone tells you, tu parles très mal, your accent sucks, what about pronunciations you have? Y algo que me decían a mí muy seguido era, perché studi le lingue? Cosa faranno per te? E dipende da te se vuoi prendere questi commenti negativamente e fare in modo che quei commenti ti facciano stare male o dire, beh, non è perfetto ma può migliorare. Qualcosa importante è di lasciare di pensare in questi commenti e alle opinioni dei compagni di classe o delle persone intorno a te. Non contano davvero, non hanno importanza. Mi piacciono moltissimo le lingue, è una parte veramente importante per la mia vita. Ogni giorno è importante avere un stimolo in quasi tutte o tutte le lingue. Credo che perdere la motivazione e il fascino di trovarmi a diversi livelli in diverse lingue semplicemente non è un'opzione per me. Mi innamoro di essere su un livello intermedio in alcune lingue e di capirlo, ma mi muovo lentamente e imparo poche parole nuove e sembra che io non avanzo, ma sì, solo che è più difficile essere un esperto che un principiante. Quindi mi piace capire una lingua, parlare un po', dopo parlare molto e anche mi affascina essere sempre principianti con grandi progressi. Io love gli esiki, amo los idiomas. Я счастлив, sono felice когда учу языки. I'm happy when I learn languages. And cette capacité me permet d'avoir accès à une plus grande quantité d'informations. Y aunque no lo hago muy seguido, también me da la posibilidad de hablar con personas alrededor del mundo, como por ejemplo cuando usas italki o alguna aplicación, o con amigos que he hecho alrededor de los años. And sometimes you make mistakes, actually really often. But you know what? It's okay. They will understand you. And try to do them. Learn from them. If I had worried about it, I wouldn't be speaking to you right now. And I could not read, understand, and speak as I do. So I think that practice is everything. And I have practiced a bunch of times. And I will keep doing it. If you want to improve your skills, I will give you a few tips that I use in my daily habits. The first one, try to repeat what people in their mother language says. Watch a movie in Netflix or a video on YouTube or anything you want to. Put on the subtitles in the language you are learning. Try to pause every time you want to or need to and repeat as much as words and phrases you can. Try to imitate the accent. I don't do it for a long period of time, because actually you get tired. It's boring, so just do it for 5 or 10 minutes a day, and you will notice a really huge difference. Second, speak as much as you can. It doesn't matter if you do it alone. Speak about your day, practice with someone if you can. Try to tell them what you're thinking. And if you realize you're making a mistake, is that actually that you're improving? Because now you know enough to say, okay, I just say this in correct way, or it sounds bad. Do it in shower, driving, cleaning, doing laundry, whatever. Just try to do it. Listen to what you're saying. Does it make sense to you? Third, record yourself and listen to it. Then you'll know which are your weaknesses. And it's better if you realize by yourself than if someone else tells you, no? Trata de escuchar y de leer contenido que te guste, más allá de solo aprender idiomas. O sea, no escuches mucho vocabulario y trates de aprenderte grandes listas de verbos y de palabras que según tú te van a servir. Trata de hacerlo de una forma más natural. Si aprendes una lista de palabras, utilízalas en frases Y te recomiendo que estas listas sean de cosas que a ti te gustan y que de hecho sí te vayan a servir. Think in your mother language. Which are the words and the things, the phrases, which are the normal conversation I have in my house or with the people around me. Those are the words you need to actually have a conversation or understand something. Si lo que quieres es hablar un idioma, then do not study as much as grammar as you study in school, for example. Do not learn as much as vocab as courses and books tells you. I think that the most important and biggest step is to focus your learning into the things that you need or you want. If you want to speak, then speak. If you want to write a letter or to be able to understand someone when you travel to this new country or in your vacations or whatever you want or you need to. Entonces trata de enfocar un poco más tu aprendizaje a objetivos más concretos. En algunos otros videos te voy a explicar bien cómo organizar esto. Do it just because you want to and you want to watch a movie or read a book, then do it because of that reason and start doing it. Start watching, start travel, start reading. Do not wait till you have a great level in English because you won't ever have a great level. Start doing what you want and start consuming the things that you want to consume. Watch the things you want to watch, even if you do not understand 50% of the content. Otro tip que puedo darte es escribe mucho. En la escuela normalmente nos dicen que escribamos las frases, repitamos, hagamos ejercicios. Bueno, eso te sirve para justamente eso, escribir. Pero yo te invito a que escribas en una libreta, en un diario, las cosas que has hecho hoy o que aprendiste hoy. Yo tengo varias libretas, pero en general es para poner vocabulario nuevo y luego hacer ejemplos, ¿no? Usarlos. Puedes usar flashcards utilizando aplicaciones como Anki o Quizlet o como tú quieras aprender. El punto es que repitas constantemente las cosas que estás aprendiendo y que por ejemplo, en la libreta apuntes pues las nuevas frases y las nuevas cosas. Normalmente yo pongo mi presentación, lo que hice en el día, las nuevas palabras y varios ejemplos. Y después lo estoy repitiendo en voz alta hasta que me sale la frase o hasta que la pronunciación, por ejemplo, se escucha un poco menos robótica o menos mexicana, podría decirlo. Y el punto aquí no es perder mi acento nativo, sino ser un poco más fluida y que me comprendan de manera más sencilla las personas nativas. El punto es mejorar un poco la comunicación. Nunca va a ser perfecto. It won't be perfect. Never. You will always have your native accent behind of the pronunciation. It's quite hard because some words tend to be difficult and some pronunciations and some letters tend to be difficult when we learn to do it in a correct pronunciation. So the thing is, try to imitate, try to write, try to read, focus your language, and try to find time. About time, I will give you so many tips to find time. The last tip I want to give you is try different things and different techniques and methods to learn. You will get really bored if you learn the same way all the time. If you watch all the time videos about vocab, you will get bored. You won't learn how to speak. If you're watching all the time videos and series, maybe you missed some grammar points. And in the other hand, if you learn all the time with the grammar books or with books in general, then you'll realize that you're not speaking. So try to mix up all the different techniques and try to do one Monday, another one in Tuesday, another different one in Wednesday. Vous allez vous ennuyer et perdre votre motivation quand vous ne savez pas vous amuser. Il sera vraiment facile de perdre d'abandonner l'apprentissage. Alors, je vous recommande d'écouter de la musique et de chanter en même temps, de lire un peu et d'écrire, d'écouter un podcast et de répéter les mots que les personnes disent. Je veux être capable de parler dans différentes langues de temps. Alors, je dois pratiquer toujours. Me presento, meu nome è Cristiana, io sono di Messico, mi è bazzot Piatlet, sono una ragazza innamorata delle lingue e sono qui per parlare della mia esperienza. Saludos desde México, ci vediamo nel prossimo podcast.